Okay, to recap, Mr. Thigpen, being an officer and stockholder, has recused himself from this item concerning banking services for Columbia County.
I'll let the record reflect that I'm recused from this action.
It is publicly acknowledged that Commissioner Allen and myself have stock in the holding company or the parent company of Georgia Bank and Trust. Meager interest in it. And I believe at this point it is up to Commissioner Dean, Commissioner Trey Allen to make, I guess, a motion among themselves whether we should be, we being Commissioner Allen and myself, be allowed to vote on this item. All right, this time the floor is open for that motion one way or the other.
I will make a motion to allow the two of you to vote. Yes, I spoke with 3 former commissioners and said the hardest vote for the county was banking services, so we're going to get hit by a bus. Y'all can join us.
That's mighty nice of you.
You're welcome.
We have a motion and a second, and it's the same 2 people, but I guess as a reflection, those in favor raise your right hand. Okay. Mr. Dean, will you proceed with your initial finding?
I make a motion to approve the RFP 2010-005 banking services for the county and water utility to Georgia Bank and Trust.
And as our presentation, I believe that was under option 2 of our.
Yes, sir.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Now, to clarify, this motion is primarily the general fund operations of the Columbia County General Fund and the Water Utility Fund.
It's actually all bank accounts under the control of the Board of Commissioners. It does not include other constitutional officers or elected officials, just the Board of Commissioners. But it would also include some of the smaller accounts, like with the Library Board or Recreation Advisory Board, but it is primarily the general fund account and water utility accounts.
Would y'all just look what we've got here? In April 2010, the award of Columbia County's major banking agreement was on the County Commission agenda. Uncomfortably, 3 commissioners had stock in Georgia Bank and Trust, GB&T, at the time of this vote. The county attorney seemed concerned about the whole area of ethics, but it looks up here in the pine woods like the entire commission was prepped to put on ballerina slippers and tiptoe through the minefield of awarding the county's mass banking agreement to, well, Georgia Bank and Trust. District 1 Commissioner Ron Thigpen was and is the Chief Operating Officer of GB&T. The county attorney found that he could avoid the technical definition of a, quote, conflict of interest, unquote, by recusing himself from this, an official vote of the county commission. The county attorney found that the other GB&T shareholders, Ron Cross and Charles Allen Jr., held less than 5% of the bank's shares, and the bank being a publicly held company fit another exception in the ethics ordinance. The final step in the fanciful footwork that carried them to apparent safety was getting the not ensnared commissioners, Scott Dean and Trey Allen, to bless the choreography and allow Cross and Charlie Allen to vote. Did the commission gracefully tiptoe across the ethics minefield on gilded slippers as they'd have us believe? Or were they really tap dancing across it wearing snowshoes? One of the Rons sure looks like he stepped on one of those Vietnam-era bouncing Betty mines with a slow trigger. After all, it's taken 4 years for the damage to pop up and show itself to the taxpayers of Columbia County. The mine had appearance of a conflict written all over it. The shrapnel might just now be hitting. Wasn't the key issue for Cross and Allen really how much of their stock made up of their total assets and how much they stood to gain? How could Thigpen make myriad impartial decisions beyond just that vote, like whether to pay down debt or increase debt when the bank stood to gain or lose revenue from the county's deposits there? Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I hope you'll join me next time for Blame It on the UFO in this series.